Have you heard of reptilians or RH negative blood? Have you seen reptilians, praying mantis, or any other beings? Or do you even want to see them? Go ahead and check out the services I provide at divineenergy.me, and please remember you are the healer. I only connect as I may be able to assist you. It's no guarantee, but let's see what happens, as your higher self always knows what you're ready for. And everything happens in divine timing. Remember, you have dormant DNA that's yet to be activated. Maybe it's time. This blog is called Reptilians RH Negative and What If. I'm going to give a read and give my input as I go. And I actually wrote this is because of the fact that I had 3 violations within TikTok and the posts were taken down, so I feel a need to put this out there. So with getting started, let's just tell you what I see. I'm always asked how I see reptilians, and all I can say is I do not know. I remember one day I told the universe I was ready to see, and then it just started happening. But I believe there's a greater purpose for this, and I'll talk about that in another podcast or blog one day. But right now, let's just get started. All I know is that I can see or sense them as I would do anyone else, like a person. When I see, it's the slits in their eyes most times. Other times I don't see slits, but the eyes are captivating for decent ones, and usually have a specific color of eyes. But I'm starting to remember 3 different colors: brown, hazel, and green, so far anyways. I stand corrected, it's more like amber eyes, not necessarily brown. That's just so far what I've noticed. I'm not an expert or anything, I'm just telling you guys about my experiences. Now, I do know with evil reptilians are the ones that are occupied with darkness, have the color of their eyes grayed over with a cloud-type substance, and a slit for a pupil. And for the decent ones I come across daily, every time I see them or anyways or sense them, they're usually RH negative blood. And I always ask if they're RH negative, and every single time I'm told yes. I've only encountered a few evil ones, and I like to keep it that way. The good ones could come my way because they're pretty good healers and extremely psychic. Now, I do want to tell you guys about an umbrella of beings, because years ago, my first encounter was seeing reptilians. I was shown how RH negative may be an umbrella for different beings, and I use the word may because so far I found reptilians and praying mantis beings have the same blood type. Again, this is from what I gather from experiences. This also explains what I have a few months back when I connected to someone. I saw them at the core of their being as a reptilian, and then I saw them shapeshift into a praying mantis. And when I saw the praying mantis, I felt the energy of how they suck energy, like an energetic vampire from those they're close to or involved with romantically. It's pretty disturbing. And the thing is, they didn't seem evil, but maybe because I'm biased. I don't know. But overall, that's what I felt and that's what I saw. But now I want to get started with the online violations and why I actually made this blog and this podcast. I summarize what follows, and I will continue to post more on the blog as I go. This is not a single post that answers everything about reptilians, praying mantis, or RH negative blood, or anything related to that. I'm writing and discussing these 3 things because a post said had a violation, although it was from years ago, so kind of irritated me. The post was appealed, restored, and then taken down again from TikTok, as we all know. Therefore, I feel the need to write in order to share this information. Before I get started on the posts that were in violation, please understand this is not to provoke anyone. I have acquaintances and family members who are those I speak on. I even dated a few reptilians and praying mantis beings. Therefore, this post is not to push an agenda of hate. This information is a mixture of what ifs, downloads, and genuinely wanting to know more. I can sense, see, and smell reptilians and praying mantis and those with RH negative blood sometimes. Although I can't control my abilities when it comes to those with anyone who is RH negative, I'm finding their connections, as I stated previously, and shown who they are. And I would like to clear something up if anyone wonders why when I say the word if for the umbrella term. I say this because I like to know for a fact. Until I find out anything to be any absolute truth, I'll say if and keep an open mind about it, because I'm always learning. And just so you know, these posts are not in any particular order. This is the first post, and this one's called RH negative and blood types and who came first, because I'm always asking why. But does it ever cross your mind if RH negative people are supposed to be having children with those who are not the same blood type? The reason why I say this is because a mother's body kills the fetus. I may not be using the right words, but you'll know what I mean in a minute. So they may have to get a special injection or a shot. Go ahead and look up the shot online because I can't even pronounce the word even if I wanted to. But it's all because when an Rh-negative mother is exposed to Rh-positive blood, usually from the fetus, her immune system may create antibodies against the Rh factor. Now again, I'm genuinely asking this question, and I always wonder because if someone's compatible, they wouldn't need a shot, would they? Another thought that comes to mind is to ask who came first, Rh-negative or everybody else? And years ago, I actually dug into this, and I've yet to find a definitive answer, so if you guys know, please let me know in the comments. I would greatly appreciate that. Now, this is a second pose. What if DNA was altered to separate? This is many theories, there's many questions of why, and this is just a very, very small part of what I have to say. But what if hundreds, if not thousands of years ago, someone altered DNA to prevent the breeding between reptilians and other blood types? Just think about it. What if? What if DNA was stunted, making some dormant, as we have 10 dormant and 2 active strands? But just remember, a lot of people are activating their dormant strands right now, and you may have activated your dormant strands too, at least a few of them. But what if some of it is the fact that you are a god and dark beings altered our DNA to make us stupid, follow blindly and turn off our gifts and use as slaves? What if they even shortened the lifespan of us? Because scientists actually say we could live up to 120 years, but yet a lot of people are dying really early, which is sad. What if age 40 is really your 20s? Just really think about this. And I know this is a jump, but talk about the royals in Rh-negative. The Queen of England was a reptilian. Some politicians, even Dracula. Some of our presidents are related, Rh-negative, and related to the Queen of England and Dracula. There was actually a little girl, she was about 12 years old, who discovered the connection between the US presidents and their blood types and other individuals around the world. Go ahead and dig deep for this one, and do not use Google. What if the royals, kings, and queens from the past had relations with blood family because they've yet to have a shot or medication to switch off whatever kills the fetus? Or what if they always knew who they were or are under the skin at the core of their being, and they just want to keep it that way? Keep the Rh-negative blood flowing. Now, this is the third post that I had on TikTok that got taken down. It's called Rh-negative and Telling the World, because I'm here to let you guys know, if you're Rh-negative and announcing your blood type all over the world in the internet, I would suggest you don't do this anymore. Now, try to understand it from a bigger picture to connect the dots. As I've said before in the introduction of how Rh-negative blood has a connection to reptilians and praying mantis beings, among other, because it's just an umbrella term that I use because that's all I can see or sense right now. And again, this is from my own experience. Please do your own research and keep in mind that not all reptilians and praying mantis or anyone with Rh-negative blood are bad, because some are good and some are here to uplift the energies in the world. I met some really good healers and some really good psychics who are Rh-negative, and they're really, really kind people. Then I met others who are straight up narcissistic, so just use discernment. I feel it's always a choice to be good or bad. So again, question everything, because have you ever, thought of what's behind the creation of ancestral tests? A few of many theories about how they track DNA, collect it for sinister purposes, and use it to find out who's activated dormant DNA, to track Rh-negative people, and to clone, among many other things. I would hold back if you're O-positive as well. I've yet to know exactly why, but it's just a feeling that I have. And about those COVID tests, I thought it was BS too. I still think it is. Probably created to plant something, or again, to collect DNA. And I say to plant is because how they collected the information, they went through their nose. Why through the nose for? Look up the ancient Egyptians, a connection to something up the nose and it penetrating something. I don't know if there's a connection or not, but it's something I came across years ago. Just made me question things just a little bit more. And then look who owns these companies for ancestral and COVID collections. Because I'm here to let you guys know that Rh-negative blood is different. And as I stated in the first post, where does it come from? And why are these individuals incompatible with other blood types? And it seems that a lot of Rh-negative people have gifts. Really, really special gifts. Have you ever heard about the beehive mentality, when one reptilian knows, the rest know? I heard about this years ago, and I forgot who. It was an old YouTuber. She was talking to, I believe she was talking to Till Swan at the time. But again, just do your own research, dig deep. So please keep an open mind. You're always receiving information because your brain is like a hard drive, and let go of limited beliefs. Your DNA always remembers, and again, and why you must remain open-minded to receive more information. The more open you are, the more you shall receive, and use discernment with the information you do receive. And as this comes to a temporary close, and I have more information I will add to this, I will rewrite it or make a whole new blog, podcast, or post into YouTube as I'm guided to do so, because I want you guys to keep in mind that there are more beings out there than stated, and that may fall into Rh-negative blood. And again, this is from my personal experience. So far, I can sense, see, and smell 2 as of now. Hopefully, the universe will activate me to do more, and I will inform everyone as I learn and as I go. But one thing I must make clear. Some reptilians, as all other beings, came back to uplift the energies of the world. I want to make sure you guys understand that. So yes, to answer your questions, some are of love because I feel it's always a choice to be good or bad. And to give you guys a heads up, right now I'm working on several writing projects and finishing up a free ebook about frequencies. It's very old, it's been sitting there. I've just been procrastinating. It's a short book and only a small part of what another book is about. And it's about the same subject, basically. Solfeggio, frequencies, how to hear yourself, all that good stuff. So just make sure you guys journal everything, connect the dots, because you will receive fragments of information as your DNA is being activated. And if you're a messenger, just use discernment and try to find a way to put it out to where you find a solution with the information that you guys are putting out. Or not necessarily a solution, but just giving a new outlook or a new perspective on things. You don't want to scare everybody, especially if you're psychic and you see things, because every time a psychic receives information, it is only a possibility of when they receive that information at that time and moment, because we can always alter the energies. And until next time, thank you and have a beautiful, beautiful experience. I appreciate everybody. Change starts with you and me. Remain authentic and be you, because this is how we change the world. Change starts with you and me.